Today we'll be going over creating an equation when given 2 points. One of the first things we want to do when given 2 points to create an equation is find the slope. There are multiple ways to find the slope. One way is using our table method where we insert our information. We have -4, 6 for our first point, and 4, 2 for our second point. Now we would just compare the rate of change of our y values, which in this case goes down 4, and our change in x values. This will go up 8. When we are comparing them, we'll do our change of y over our change of x, and then simplify our fraction if we can. In this case, we get -1/2, -1/2. Our graph method, we would plot the 2 points. So our first point being -4, 6. And our second point being 4, 2. Now from this situation, it's easy to tell that we are going down from our left point, thus being our negative, a total of 4 units. And then we go across to the right, a total of 8 units. If you're someone who needs to see a visual, the graph is one of the best ways to do it. So yet again, we would get -4/8, our rise over our run, and we simplify it to 1/2. The last method is algebraically. In this case, we have 4 variables we want to fill out. Make sure you label your variables, your values with their variables, so you know which value you are using. Sometimes people want to go without it, and it'll sometimes cause an issue later on. So always remember that you can label your points x value and y values and which point is first and which point is second. So with this, my y2 being 2, my y1, which I am subtracting, my y1 is 6. So this goes with our last lesson of when we plug in our value, even though it was a +6, it shows up as a -6 because our expression already contains the negative, which would happen the same at the bottom. We have our 4 minus our -4. When we simplify this, that leaves us a -4 at the top. And at the bottom, we have 4 minus a negative. A negative times a negative is positive. So what we're actually doing is 4 plus 4, which gives us the 8 value at the bottom. Which then our last step is to simplify one more time. This leaves us with a -1 on top and a 2 at the bottom. So this is the 3 different ways that we can solve for slope using a table, the graph, or algebraic method when given 2 points. After we create the slope, this goes to our last lesson where we had a point, in this case we have 2 that we can choose from, and a slope. So we can use that idea to fill out an algebraic expression using the point-slope formula. So I have y minus y1. I already labeled it, so I might as well use it as the same, which shows up as a -6. So y minus 6 equals the slope that we found, which was -1/2, then we have our x minus our -4, which minus a negative, as we stated, is going to be actually adding the value. So even though it is a -4, it shows as a +4. Then we go through the steps that we had last time, where we distribute. -1/2 times x is -1/2 x. And then -1/2 times a +4 would give me a negative, or in this case, subtracting 2. Our last step, we need to get rid of the -6 by adding 6 to both sides. Adding 6 to the left expression cancels it out. We're still left with the -1, -1/2 x. And we would combine the +6 with our -2, which would give us a +4. For our graphic solution, we can simply take our equation, our 2 points, draw them down like we did in the graphic method. Oops, let's actually get the draw tool out. We can choose either point. So I'm just going to label both of them to show how they go together. So in this case, I'm going to start at the first point, my -4 is 6. And my slope says I'm going to go down 1 and over 2. I can continue this process till I'm comfortable enough with drawing a line. And as you can see, this runs into our other point, so it didn't matter which one we started at. So this is us using 2 points to first find a slope, so we can plug it into our point slope form. And then if we need to, we can solve it into our slope intercept. This being our intercept location of 0, 4. And our slope throughout the whole process in either form is -1/2.